Everything explained in this video is summarized from the CoinMarketCap. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for future XRP news and some other cryptocurrency news in general. Now, take a look at this. Trump pick Wall Street lawyer considered for SEC chair. Before we move further, there is a new crypto airdrop now taking place on Telegram, which is about to launch anytime soon. Please make sure you participate in this airdrop. The link is in the description of the video. Don't miss out on this. Now, let's continue with our video. The regulatory landscape in the United States is set to undergo a significant overhaul, and all of this will have a lot to do with the incoming President Donald Trump and his choice of officer to drive the future direction of the Securities and Exchange Commission seat. Having gained valuable experience in high-stakes finance, particularly leveraged finance, Richard Farley, a seasoned partner at the prestigious law firm Kramer Levin Naftalis F. Frankel in New York, has established himself as a prominent figure on Wall Street. As a co-head of Kramer Levin's leveraged finance group, Farley has provided advice to private credit firms on a variety of difficult challenges. As a result, he has emerged as a leading candidate for the position of chair at the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. It has been reported that Farley has been selected by the transition team of Donald Trump to take over as the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission C from Gary Gensler, who is stepping down from his position. More than just his history on Wall Street, Farley's campaign has a lot going for it. He also comes with a large number of political ties. In addition to being an elected politician who ran as a Republican, Shieldeum Farley, who is married to Farley, has previously served as the finance chair for the New York City Republican Party. This makes the Farley family a conservative team. When Farley was younger, he was a member of the Democratic Party. However, he has recently switched his allegiance to the Republican Party, which is another tie with Trump's inner circle. The fact that he is acquainted with Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who is a staunch admirer of Donald Trump and is also a candidate for a position in the administration, adds another dimension to his political connections and extends the range of possibilities for the position at the Securities and Exchange Commission. At the moment, the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies is $2.5 trillion. Altering the CC priorities and regarding cryptocurrency to further distance themselves from Gary Gensler, whose regulatory approach has been harsh on the business, at least about things concerning Bitcoin. The administration of President Trump has stated that they would like to realign the objective of the Securities and Exchange Commission towards fundamental consumer protection. In January of 2021, President Joe Biden appointed Gensler to his position, which he will hold until January 5, 2026. However, the president has the authority to terminate his employment earlier if there is sufficient grounds for doing so, because they are on the side of the lowered standards of regulatory circumstances in the cryptocurrency domain. The camp of Donald Trump has shown a preference for being friends with chairs of the Securities and Exchange Commission who are favorable to Bitcoin. Even though Farley has not made any public statements regarding cryptocurrency, it appears that the possibility of his taking over the leadership role has piqued the interest of individuals who advocate for policies that are favorable to cryptocurrency. There are a few candidates who have been considered for the role, and Farley is one of them. Each of these candidates would contribute a unique flavor to the process of policy regulation. Dan Gallagher, Chief Legal Officer at Robinhood and a former commissioner of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Chris Giancarlo, former chair of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, who has been regarded as relatively friendly to digital assets. And Hester Pierce, the current commissioner of the SEC, who has advocated for a crypto-friendly perspective for years. These are some of the other candidates that are frequently mentioned. The final chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission has the potential to determine the direction that the agency will take in terms of regulating digital assets. This decision will have far-reaching repercussions for the future of the industry. According to information obtained by the Post, a prominent attorney on Wall Street who is well known for his work on leveraged buyouts is being considered as a potential contender for the position of head of the Securities and Exchange Commission under the administration of Donald Trump. According to sources, Richard Farley, a partner at the New York white shoe legal firm Kramer Levin Naftalis Frankel and the chairman of the firm's leveraged finance department, has been added to the list of potential successors now being considered by the Trump transition team for Gary Gensler, the current chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission. A number of the world's most prominent financial institutions such as Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, and UBS, as well as financial services firms such as Cantor Fitzgerald, have been represented by Farley in recent years in the context of significant financing transactions. In addition to being in charge of selecting staff, Cantor CEO Howard Lutnick is also assisting in the leadership of Trump's transition team. The news outlet Bloomberg claimed this week that Farley is also an old friend of Robert F. Kennedy, a supporter of Trump who is now vying for a cabinet seat. According to the article, Farley received a text message from Kennedy that had 5 thumbs up emojis, which indicated that Trump had secured the White House. It's over, Farley declared early on Wednesday morning, according to the publication, which also stated that he arrived with a positive attitude. It is still true that Farley is a registered Democrat. However, ever since he tied the knot with Chivaxi Shell Farley, the chairwoman of the Republican Party's New York City Finance Committee, in 2016, his social media posts have been overwhelmingly supportive of Republicans, especially Trump, according to sources. At the gala, Farley and his wife are seen holding hands within the organization Love Heals, which is committed to AIDS education. Farley is employed in 2018. His wife ran against Kirsten Gillibrand for the United States Senate, but she was unsuccessful. In 2020, she ran for the United States Congress as a historian of the Securities and Exchange Commission. Farley is the author of the book Wall Street Wars. The epic battles with Washington that created the modern financial system, which was published by Simon Schuster in 2015. After President Barack Obama's victory in the presidential election, he wrote an opinion column for the New York Times in December 2012, in which he argued that it was time for a bold choice for a new SEC chief. He called for a successful market professional from Wall Street, preferably someone who, like Joseph Kennedy, is not concerned with offending interested constituencies. Gary Gensler is seated in front of a DC panel 4 in the room. Gary Gensler, the chair of the Securities and Exchange Commission, is about to be replaced by President-elect Trump. Before joining Kramer 11, he worked as a partner at Paul Hastings for close to 5 years. Under 5 years. In recent times, Farley has been representing private credit firms, and he even recently gave a speech on Bloomberg television regarding the functioning of the shadow banking system in response to a request for comment from the Post on Friday regarding his potential candidacy for the SEC. Farley declined to comment. Dan Gallagher, who is currently the chief legal officer of Robinhood and a former commissioner of the Securities and Exchange Commission, is one of the other names that have been reported to be in the running for the position of head of the SEC. Politically, there's also the former chair of the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, Chris Giancarlo, who is also known as Crypto Dad. Additionally, there is the former general counsel of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Robert Stebbins, who is now a partner at Wilkie Farr Gallagher. Finally, there is the current commissioner of the Securities and Exchange Commission. The information that has been provided is not intended to be trading advice. There is no responsibility for any investments that are made based on the information that is provided on this page. Before making any decision about investments, we strongly advise conducting independent research and consulting with a knowledgeable professional.